to Aquila Yoga. This is my prenatal series, and we'll do a few short videos on a prenatal practice. So pregnancy from the beginning of your second trimester until the end of your third. So from the safe period around sort of 16 weeks is a good time to start practicing back with your practice for yoga. So 12 to 16 weeks is a good time, it's a safe period, and then after that you can practice pretty much all the way through if there are no complications. So this is a video for a yoga practitioner who has a practice before pregnancy and making sure that you're keeping your practice going, keeping your body flowing, keeping your mind nice and still, and trying to keep mindful throughout your practice for your baby and for yourself, and also for your family. So we'll just start off with some breathing. Okay, so you might find that one of your symptoms in your pregnancy is a blocked nose. I have one of those. So trying to find a nice smooth breath is quite difficult because of the congestion, and it's really a normal thing. So starting to think about the breath in your practice is a really important thing, but it's also nice to come back to your breath if the physical moving is not necessarily working for you. So just closing out, finding a comfortable seat, and if that means sitting on a cushion or sitting on your heels is better for you, that's absolutely fine, but making sure that you feel nice and supported. And then close down the eyes and place one hand to your baby, one hand to your heart, and starting to focus in on the breath, breathing through the nose, deep inhales and exhales through the nose. And just allowing the breath to slow down, allowing the attention to come back into yourself, away from plans, expectations, maybe other children that you're having to look after. Maybe it's just yourself that you're having to look after, but that's a pretty big thing. So just coming back to the root of yourself, coming back to the breath. And maybe if you have an ujjayi breath in your practice, maybe starting the ujjayi breath by lifting up the soft palate in the mouth and feeling the air rushing down the back of the neck, creating that lovely strong whispering sound. And as you focus in on the breath, just allowing any of those expectations, any of those conversations, any of those thoughts or worries just to melt away with the breath. It's all unnecessary right now. All we need to focus our attention on for this moment is the breath, and that real simplicity, that real beautiful simplicity. And then when you're ready, blinking the eyes open, and then interlace the fingers. Inhale, press the palms forward. Exhale, reach the palms up to the sky, open up through the chest, gaze up towards the hands. And inhale, drawing back in, take a little cat and cow, so bring the belly button back towards the spine. Really rounding the upper back. Inhale to open up through the chest. Exhale, take it back. Take the belly button back, take the chest back, take the palms forward. Inhale to open up through the front of the body. Goes up towards the palms. Exhale, rounding in. That's it. 3 more of these. Open. Lifting, creating space. Exhale, rounding in. Inhale to open, lift. Exhale, rounding in. Last one. Inhale to open. Exhale, interlace the fingers behind the back. Knuckles come to, palms come together. Draw the palms together, elbows come wide. And inhale, lift the chest as you reach the knuckles down towards the mat. Now keeping the elbows bent, lift the chest higher, draw in through lower belly. And then just taking the knees wide, so a bit wider than hip width apart, if that's okay for your hips. Exhale, take the chin down towards the right. We're not going all the way down. We don't want to crush the baby. But inhale, slowly come up. Maybe you have a little bit more space than me right now. Exhale, taking it, the chin down towards the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, take the chin down towards the left. Inhale, back up. Exhale, chin down to the right. Keeping the hips to heels. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, down to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, down to the right. Inhale, back to center. Reach the arms to the sky. Exhale, coming onto hands and knees. So place your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. Okay, I'm just going to tuck my t-shirt in. So I'm at 28 weeks at the moment. So end of the 2nd trimester. So starting to feel quite big. Okay, so when you're ready, spread through the fingers. And eyes at the elbows wrap in towards each other and get a little micro bend, so you're feeling the attention and engagement through the hands, so you're not just locking out. Especially when you're pregnant, the relaxing in the body makes the body super flexible, so you want to really be conscious of not overextending. And then we'll just take nice big circles around the hands, spreading through fingers. And this is something that I take throughout my practice in when I am pregnant, when I'm not pregnant. It's really good to warm up the hands before any sort of practice on your hands. So starting to make deep inhales and exhales through the nose if you haven't already. That's it. And keep nice and soft with the pelvis, so allowing the pelvis to loop in circles. And if the knees need to be a bit wider than hip width apart, that's absolutely fine to make space for your belly. Great, and then slowly come down onto all fours, onto your forearms. And again, spread through the fingers. Now here again, we're going to do a little bit of cat and cow. So inhale, lengthen the heart forward, tailbone lifts. And exhale, chin to chest, round the spine, really spreading through the fingers, press down through the tops of the feet. Inhale, lengthen heart forward, open. Exhale, chin to chest, round the spine. Inhale to lengthen, open. Exhale, chin to chest, round the spine. 2 more of these. Inhale to lengthen, open. Exhale, chin to chest, round the spine. Inhale to lengthen, open. Exhale, chin to chest, round the spine. And then place your hands back underneath your shoulders. Tuck the toes under. And just lift the knees back. Keep the knees bent. Press your chest back. And it may mean, if you're in your end of your second trimester or third trimester, you need to get the feet really wide. That's absolutely fine. But lift your heels, bend your knees. And if at any time this feels too much for you, just come back onto all fours. And we're just going to stay a few breaths in our down dog. So just creating as much space through the back as you can. So stretching into the backs of the hips, sending the tailbone high, sending the shoulders wide, relaxing through the neck and jaw. And it can be a really interesting sensation to get weight off the legs, off the front, off the back of the body into the front of the body, and just reversing all of that. Great. Last one. And then slowly bring the knees back down to the mat, onto all fours, and stepping your right foot forward. Now keep your right foot nice and wide, so it's pretty much the outer edge of your right hand, and we're just going to take nice big circles here with the hips. Now I've got some pelvic pain because I've got a nice weighty boy sitting in my right hip. So my circles are going to be nice and small, but if you want to take bigger circles, that's absolutely fine. But keep rooting down through your right foot, especially through the big toe, and starting to warm up through the hips. And again, if you need a little bit more space, you can walk your hands round to the left slightly just to get a bit more space through the hips, and keep making nice big circles with your knees around that front ankle. That's great. And then bring the hands back to center. Keep the hands shoulder width apart, placing your right hand to your right knee and allowing that right knee to open as you gaze over your right shoulder. But engaging through inner thigh, so you're feeling that lift upwards as you spin your chest open. So not sinking too far into the pelvis, not too far into the hips. We don't want to overextend here. We want to feel that engagement through inner thighs, feeling that lift upwards and out. An option here to inhale, reach your right arm up to the sky, and you can reach your right hand back behind you if you feel like you need the space through the hips and through the heart center. Inhale, maybe reach the right arm up to the sky. If you want to keep the right hand to the right knee, that's absolutely fine. Exhale, reaching the right hand back. We're going to take 3 more breaths wherever you are. Inhale to reach. Exhale, reaching back. Inhale to reach. Exhale, reaching back. Inhale to reach, last one. This can be really good if you've got a big growth through the chest. Exhale to reach back. Inhale to reach. Hands to the mat. And come back onto all fours. Nice. And we're going to step the left foot forward to the outer edge of the left hand. Okay. And starting to make big circles or little circles, depending on how your pelvis is feeling, around that front ankle. And if you want to take the hands slightly round to the right to give yourself a bit more space with your belly, that's absolutely fine. Keep the hands shoulder width apart. Keep the breath moving as you go. Slowing down through the breath. And if you haven't already, place your hands back to center, so fingertips reaching forward. And then inhale, Placing your left hand to your left knee and begin to lean the chest open as your left knee comes slightly wide, but try not to let the pelvis sink all the way forward. Engage your inner thighs as you lift open through the chest. So think about trying to create as much space through the front of the chest as you can. And that might mean you want to come onto your right fingertips. That's absolutely fine. If you want to, reach your left arm up to the sky. That's great. And then if you want to take it further, you can reach the left arm back. Inhale to reach to the sky. Exhale, reaching back. If you're staying static in this pose, that's absolutely fine. 2 more breaths wherever you are. Exhale, reaching back. Inhale, reaching high. Exhale, reaching back. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Inhale to reach high. Exhale, hands to the mat. Come back onto all fours. That's great. And then tuck the toes under, press back to your bent knee, downward dog. So lift your heels, bend your knees. And then slowly you're going to step your right foot to the outer edge of your right hand. Okay. Pick up your left toes and turn the left toes inwards towards the right. Taking your right elbow to right knee and come up. Okay, and this is a nice little alternative to your warrior 2. Okay, so you might want to even shorten your stance, but making sure that that right ankle is pretty much underneath your right knee. Right elbow comes to right knee, and then again spin the chest open, trying to create as much space as you can through the chest. When I'm pregnant, I always get super tight through the front of my chest. So trying to create as much space as you can here. So inhale, reach that left arm up, and then take it over the ear. Trying to press the pelvis slightly forward, so creating as much more space through the front of the pelvis. Slow down through the breath, and if the neck feels a bit tight, you might want to take your right ear towards right shoulder. That's always a nice place to be. Bit of an Anna Forrest little flavour. Forest yoga. If you don't know anything about it, check it out. 2 more breaths here. Keep breathing for 1. And then slowly coming back up. Okay, so now from here we're going to straighten out through our right leg. I'm coming to sit down on the left hip. Okay, so the left heel is into the inside of your right leg, and right leg is extended. Nice, and then inhale, reach the arms to the sky. Taking hold of elbows. Again, trying to create as much space as we can through the sideways, and especially through that lower back. So lifting out of that lower back. Trying to create a bit of tone through the pelvis. Tone possibly through the abdominals, wherever they are. And slowing down through your breath. And then inhale, reach the arms to the sky. Taking your right forearm to right knee or right leg. Inhale, reach the left arm up. And then beginning to slide that right arm forward towards the toes. Reaching the left arm up and over the ear, gazing up towards that top hand. Again, creating space through heart center, through the whole left side waist. Two more breaths here. Keep spinning the chest open. And then inhale, slowly coming back up. Okay, and we're going to make our way onto all fours again. So hands come in front, step back. Let's take a little down dog just to reset the situation. So lift the heels, bend the knees, press the chest back, broaden through the collarbones, relax through the neck, send the tailbone high, and then exhale, slowly release back onto the knees, and then stepping your left foot forward. Okay, and I'm actually going to spin myself around so I still face the camera, otherwise I won't be able to see you. So left foot forward, tuck your right toes under, and then turn the right toes in towards the left, then coming up onto that left elbow. Okay, left elbow to left knee, and if you want to step your left foot in towards the center line, it's absolutely fine, but make sure the ankle is underneath knee. And then inhale, reach the right arm up and take it over the ear as you spin your chest open. So you're trying to create as much space as you can through that whole right side waist. Trying to lift out of your left shoulder, left side waist, and pelvis slightly tilts forward as you engage your lower belly. Slow down through your breath. Nice, 2 more breaths here. Keep breathing for 1. And then inhale, slowly coming up. Hands down to the mat, beginning to straighten out through that left leg and come and sit back on your right hip. Right foot to the inside of that left thigh. Left knee nice and right knee nice and wide, left leg extended. And then inhale, reach the arms to the sky, take hold of elbows, lift up through the heart center. Again, trying to create as much space as you can through that lower back, through the side waist, and toning through the pelvis, maybe through the perineum even. Hopefully you're doing a little bit of pelvic engagement, perineum engagement, sorry. Nice. Slow down through your breath, maybe even closing down the eyes. Lifting through the side waist, feeling that you lift upwards. 2 more breaths here. Keep breathing for 1. And then slowly taking your left forearm to left knee, right arm reaches up and over the ear, and possibly, if you've got the space, sliding your left arm forward, okay? But keeping that traction between arm and leg as you spin your chest open, gazing up towards your right middle finger. But if that feels too much effort for your neck, you might want to take left ear to left shoulder. That's quite nice for the neck, just to release. And one side may be very different to the other, so just listening into that with no judgment, just allowing for whatever's going on in the body to happen. And then slowly inhale back up. Okay, we'll come and sit back on the heels. This time tuck the toes under, bring the hands back to the heels, shoulder blades in towards each other. So this is really the only back bend that is truly safe to practice at any time in your pregnancy. Probably not in the first trimester, but any time throughout the rest of your pregnancy. So when you're ready, keep hold of your heels, slide your shoulder blades in, press your heart up towards the sky, lift your hips off your heels, and if that means that you're just hovering off your heels, that's enough, that's absolutely fine. If that means that you've got our hips forward, that's great. Keep hold of your heels. We want to keep hold of the heels, not to destabilize the pelvis. And if it's okay for your neck, you might want to take the head back. Just see how you go. 3 more breaths here. This is absolute heaven. Keep breathing for 2. Keep breathing for 1. So the descent is always a little bit harder than getting up. So inhale, slowly look forward. Keep hold of those heels and engage through the thighs as you slowly release down. Back onto your heels. Untuck the toes, hands to your knees. Close down the eyes. And then place one hand to your belly, to your baby, one hand to your heart. And we'll just come back to that breath. And then maybe just thinking of an intention for the rest of your day. Just coming back to the breath. Deep inhales and exhales through the nose. You're very welcome to take Shavasana. And if your Shavasana feels better to be on the side, on the left hand side with a cushion in between your knees, one arm underneath your ear, that's the best place to be for your prenatal practice. So here I'm going to say Namaste. Happy days to you and your baby.